Hi, my name's James Griffin, and I want to talk about a new community paradigm. So, I think where this idea came from, starting out, was that we're experiencing a huge generational shift in the way that people experience family, or how we consider family. So, my generation, and I'm 25, and even sort of my brother's age, he's 30, we are the first generation in history of divorce. Systematically. I mean, huge numbers of divorce. Half of married families these days end up split and remended together with new partners and with stepchildren. And I think it's really difficult for people my age to actually recognize what an opportunity that presents, rather than kind of looking for when those ideas will revert back to normality. So I think another big shift that we've seen is, I mean, if I look at my grandparents, my grandfather was one of 15, his wife was one of 13, and on the other side one of 11 and one of 11, these huge family units. I think historically were there because you needed these massive support structures. From what I talk about with my grandmother about what those structures were like, I mean, you had the elder children raising the younger children, and that sort of transferring through the direct need for so many children is something that I can't really recognize living in the world that I live in and the way that I interact with family, but was a reality for an incredibly long period of time. And I think it's a reality that doesn't really interest younger people anymore. I haven't met anyone my age or elder who said, you know what, I want to have 10 kids. I want to raise 10 kids. I mean, for one thing, it's not really plausible. It's not really possible. Unless you have infinite amounts of money, it doesn't really work that way. We also have the kind of, there's a greater impetus now for children to take flight when they finish school. So I'm from Australia, and we have the university experience, and a lot of my friends move out of home when they go to university. We don't really have the same kind of college structures where people sort of live on campus and do the bunk housing kind of thing. People move into these share houses, and they're big share houses because they're cheap. So you live with 4 people, or you live with 6 people, you live with 8 people. Gets a little bit can get a little bit crowded, but I think we're the first generation or one of the first generations to really embrace that. I think tied in with being the children of divorce and having these new family community structures at a fairly young age of development, whilst going through university and even not, just moving to a new city in an economic sense, is, I think, changed or shaped the way that we look at the family unit. It's far more transient now. We're a lot more comfortable to create the necessary family units and support structures without it needing to be blood, because we don't have 6 or 7 brothers and sisters around us who we are looking out for. We have the people we live with and the people we care about, and the relationships that we develop through those experiences to actually mold these community structures. And the social infrastructure that comes with living in a share house, I think we are a lot more comfortable with that now. And with that comes a new idea of sharing. I mean, technology has definitely played its part, but if you look at biking co-ops, or in Airbnb is not a great example, but warm showers and couch surfing is a better example of people engaging in the share economy. And the other sort of catalyst to that is the technology that we have to support that is incredible. For the first time in history, we can catalog these interactions and create structure around these shared interactions that remove the need for trust that they, or absolute trust that they required in the past, that you might only extend to people at an arm's length. So I think that with all of that, we have a lot of people who are afraid of this. People who are constantly looking for when family units will return to what they used to be. I don't think they will, and I don't think this is something to be feared. I think this is an opportunity.